If you wake up every morning with a strange burning in your throat, a sour taste creeping up your mouth, or that tight, bloated sensation in your chest that just won't go away, then let's be clear about one thing. That isn't normal. And no, it's not just a sign of getting older. What if I told you that the real trigger behind your reflux and daily heartburn has nothing to do with what you ate last night or even your genetics, but with something much more sneaky, something you do right after opening your eyes, every single morning. Most people never question their morning routine. You wake up, stretch, maybe scroll through your phone, drink a glass of water, or maybe not, and then head straight to the kitchen or the bathroom. It's autopilot. But what if this very routine is quietly making your reflux worse every day, compounding the problem without you ever realizing it? The damage begins before you've even had a chance to eat, and for many, this means years of treating the wrong symptom while ignoring the root. Let's start with the first moments after you wake up. The body isn't neutral when it opens its eyes. Your cortisol, the stress hormone, is peaking. Your digestive system, which has been in a fasting state for hours, is sensitive, raw, and waiting for instructions. And then comes the trigger, an action so simple you'd never think twice. Getting out of bed too quickly, staying lying down for too long, skipping water, or going straight for coffee. These innocent choices send your digestive system into chaos. Take the case of João, a 62-year-old former teacher who spent years battling chronic heartburn. He blamed everything from fried food to stress and even underwent a series of expensive tests. But the breakthrough came during a casual conversation with a gastroenterologist who asked him a seemingly irrelevant question. "What's the first thing you do after waking up?" João laughed. "I go straight to the kitchen, put the coffee on, sit on the couch, and check the news." That sentence changed everything. The combination of coffee on an empty stomach, sitting hunched over with poor posture, and skipping water had created the perfect storm for acid production. João wasn't just drinking coffee, he was pouring gasoline on an already smoldering fire. The next day, he made one change. He drank a glass of lukewarm water with a slice of cucumber before anything else. Then he walked around slowly, stretched his back, and only after 20 minutes did he sit down and sip his coffee with a small piece of banana. For the first time in years, his morning passed without that familiar burn. What João didn't know, but learned the hard way, is that the body's esophageal valve, the tiny muscle that keeps stomach acid where it belongs, is highly sensitive in the morning. When you rush out of bed or stay horizontal for too long, gravity no longer helps keep the acid down. And when your stomach is empty, the acid concentration is at its peak. Mix that with stress or dehydration, and it's only a matter of time before the burn kicks in. Many people are unknowingly creating these conditions every morning. And worse, they often dismiss the symptoms as unrelated. That tightness in the chest? Just tension. The bitter taste in the throat? Maybe something I ate. But these are early warning signs, signals that your body is under attack from within. And if ignored, they can lead to long-term damage in the esophagus, chronic inflammation, or even precancerous changes in severe cases. Your mornings are more than just a time to wake up. They set the stage for your entire digestive health throughout the day. That first hour after opening your eyes is like a window of vulnerability. Whatever happens during that window has an amplified impact. And most people are unknowingly throwing acid on an already irritated system by doing what feels natural or routine. And let's be honest, it's not just about the reflux. It's about how it ruins your day. The constant throat clearing, the discomfort after meals, the fear of eating what you love. It chips away at your quality of life piece by piece. But what if that could change? What if your mornings could become your first line of defense instead of your daily sabotage? It doesn't take a complete lifestyle overhaul. It starts with awareness, with recognizing that the first things you do in the morning either calm your stomach or attack it. And once you understand that, You start to notice every detail. You feel the burn when you skip water. You feel the tightness when you hunch over. You see the difference when you delay your coffee. These small observations become powerful shifts, and those shifts can change your day, your health, and even your future. If this video helped you or reminded you of something you've experienced, share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. And if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and join our community of people healing naturally, one day at a time. The moment your eyes open in the morning, a quiet but powerful shift begins inside your body. While everything may seem calm on the surface, your internal systems are anything but. Your brain sends out chemical messengers, your organs begin to reawaken, and your digestive system, especially your stomach, enters a highly sensitive state. And if you suffer from acid reflux or heartburn, what happens in this first hour could determine whether your day begins in peace or in burning discomfort. What most people don't realize is that your stomach doesn't take breaks. Even while you sleep, it continues to produce small amounts of gastric acid, preparing for the next digestive cycle. But here's the key detail that many overlook. When you wake up after several hours without food or water, your stomach is essentially a hollow container filled with concentrated acid. There is nothing there to absorb or neutralize it. Your protective mucosal lining is thinner after a long night, and your lower esophageal sphincter, the small muscular valve meant to keep acid from rising into your throat, can be weaker during this early phase of the day. That means even the slightest pressure change, movement, or spike in acid can cause a backflow. This is why so many people report waking up with a sore throat, hoarseness, or a dry cough. They think it's allergies or dry air. But often, it's the invisible acid that has silently crept up into the esophagus during those delicate early minutes. Now imagine this. You wake up and immediately grab your phone. You stay in bed scrolling for 20 minutes, lying flat, shoulders curled forward. Without realizing it, you've just created the perfect conditions for reflux. Gravity is no longer helping keep acid down. Your diaphragm is compressed. Your esophageal sphincter is under pressure. And you haven't had a single sip of water to dilute the acid that's been sitting in your stomach all night. The result is subtle at first. A small scratch in your throat, a little tightness in your chest. But day after day, this small habit builds up to chronic irritation. Your esophagus is not designed to handle acid contact for long periods. Over time, this repeated exposure leads to inflammation, tissue damage, and in more advanced cases, changes in cell structure known as Barrett's esophagus. And here's where it gets even more concerning. Most people believe acid reflux is something that happens after they eat, so they spend their energy blaming lunch or dinner. But the truth is, your body starts laying the groundwork for reflux the moment you wake up. It's not just about what you eat. It's about when your body receives what it needs to protect itself. One of the most overlooked solutions is simple hydration. Drinking a glass of room-temperature water upon waking can help flush excess acid, stimulate gentle peristalsis, and signal the stomach to begin its preparation for digestion in a more balanced way. It doesn't neutralize all the acid, but it reduces its concentration and activates the body's protective responses. Yet, many skip this step entirely, or worse, replace it with acidic drinks like orange juice or coffee before anything else enters their system. Another factor that plays a crucial role is posture. When you stay reclined or slouched after waking, you compromise the natural alignment between your stomach and esophagus. The angle allows acid to rise more easily, especially when the stomach is empty. Simply sitting up straight, or even standing for a few moments, allows gravity to do its job. It's a small adjustment with powerful results. There's also the role of stress. Cortisol levels are naturally higher in the morning, and for people under chronic stress, this spike can be even more intense. Cortisol stimulates acid production and slows digestion. Combine this with an empty stomach and tight posture, and your morning becomes a chemical storm that your gut is forced to handle without support. Maria, a 58-year-old nurse, shared that for years she thought her morning sore throat was due to post-nasal drip. She used allergy sprays, throat lozenges, and even changed her pillow. Nothing worked. Only after seeing a reflux specialist did she realize the real issue was internal. Her habit of skipping breakfast, rushing to work without hydrating, and drinking lemon water on an empty stomach was the perfect formula for acid imbalance. By changing just a few morning steps, hydrating first, delaying coffee by 20 minutes, and using a mild alkaline snack like oatmeal, her symptoms drastically reduced within a week. What you do during this first hour isn't just about comfort, it's about prevention. Chronic reflux doesn't develop overnight. It is built on patterns, most of which begin the moment you start your day. And once you become aware of these invisible habits, you begin to see how small changes can open the door to real relief. Your stomach is not the enemy. It's simply reacting to the signals you send it. When you treat it with care first thing in the morning, it begins to stabilize. The acid stays where it belongs. The discomfort begins to fade, and your entire digestive rhythm resets in a healthier, more balanced way. What happens next depends entirely on the choices you make before breakfast ever hits the table. Have you tried changing your morning routine to help with reflux? Let us know what worked for you in the comments. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next video filled with more life-changing tips. You wake up determined to start your day on the right foot. You've heard all the advice. Eat healthy, stay active, avoid processed foods. So you reach for what seems like the perfect morning ritual: a tall glass of fresh orange juice, a steaming cup of black coffee, maybe a plate of sliced pineapple, or a squeeze of lemon in warm water to detox. All of these sound like smart, energizing choices. But for someone struggling with acid reflux or heartburn, they could be the exact things tearing your esophagus apart from the inside out. It's one of the cruelest ironies of modern health advice. So many recommendations that are considered healthy for the general population can backfire dramatically for those with digestive sensitivity. Acidic fruits like oranges, grapefruits, kiwi, or even tomatoes are loaded with vitamins, but their natural acidity can strip the esophageal lining and trigger a painful reflux response when consumed on an empty stomach. These acids interact with stomach acid and can exaggerate its corrosive effect, especially when no food is present to act as a buffer. Then there's coffee. Millions rely on it every morning to wake up and focus, but very few understand what it really does inside the body. Coffee is acidic by nature. It stimulates gastrin, a hormone that tells your stomach to produce more acid. It also relaxes the lower esophageal sphincter, that critical muscle that's supposed to keep acid in the stomach where it belongs. When that muscle relaxes too much, the acid rises, and suddenly you're left wondering why your throat feels raw by mid-morning, even if you haven't eaten anything wrong. Sophia, a 64-year-old retired librarian, spent years following a clean eating routine that included lemon water every morning and a fruit bowl for breakfast. She avoided processed foods, limited sugar, and didn't smoke. Yet her reflux symptoms got worse over time. After consulting with a digestive health specialist, she learned that her so-called healthy routine was too acidic for her sensitive gut. She replaced citrus fruits with papaya and banana, delayed her coffee by an hour, and added a teaspoon of almond butter before drinking anything acidic. Her symptoms decreased so significantly that within 2 weeks she stopped taking her antacid medication. Another modern habit that backfires on reflux is intermittent fasting when done incorrectly. While fasting has its benefits for metabolism and cellular repair, it can be a nightmare for acid reflux sufferers if not tailored to their condition. Long periods without food leave the stomach empty, but still producing acid. This results in a buildup of acid that has nowhere to go and nothing to work on. The pressure builds, the sphincter weakens, and the acid finds its way upward. What was intended as a healing practice becomes a trigger for daily inflammation. It's not just what you eat, it's also when and how. Starting your day with coffee before food, drinking acidic juices without a protective layer in your stomach, skipping breakfast entirely, or delaying food for hours can all contribute to a vicious cycle of irritation. Even green smoothies, often thought of as a safe choice, can be packed with spinach, citrus, and raw fiber that are harsh on the stomach lining if consumed too early in the day. Then there's the myth of detox drinks. Cucumber water with lemon. Apple cider vinegar shots. These have become staples in the wellness world. But for people with reflux, they can be ticking time bombs. Apple cider vinegar, in particular, is highly acidic. Some believe it can help regulate acid levels, but for many, especially those with an already inflamed esophagus, it only adds more fuel to the fire. So what should you do instead? The first step is to rethink what healthy means for your body. Instead of acidic fruits, opt for soothing ones like banana, pear, or ripe papaya. These fruits contain enzymes and fibers that can help soothe the digestive tract without overloading it. Choose complex carbohydrates like oatmeal or whole grain toast, which create a protective coating in the stomach and absorb excess acid. If you love coffee, you don't necessarily have to give it up, but you do need to respect its timing and pairing. Have a small snack before drinking it, like a spoonful of nut butter or a slice of soft whole grain bread. Choose low-acid coffee blends and avoid drinking it while slouched or reclining, as posture can influence the angle at which acid travels. And if fasting is part of your lifestyle, consider modifying it to fit your digestive needs. Try a gentler version that includes low acid, soft foods like oatmeal or a banana to start the day, followed by a longer eating window later. This can prevent the buildup of harsh stomach acid that occurs when the stomach is empty for too long. Understanding how these common habits affect your body puts you back in control. You no longer have to play guessing games with your symptoms. You stop blaming your body for reacting and instead start adjusting your routine to support it. When your morning decisions are in harmony with your digestive system, everything begins to feel easier. Meals are more comfortable. Energy returns. The burning fades. And you realize that sometimes the biggest changes come from the smallest adjustments in what you thought you already had figured out. We'd really love to hear from you. What part of this morning routine spoke to you the most? Leave us a comment and tell us what you plan to try tomorrow. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so we can keep helping you feel better every single day. Every morning offers you a quiet opportunity, a chance to protect your body before the chaos of the day begins. And if you suffer from acid reflux, heartburn, or digestive discomfort, that window is even more sacred. After exploring the hidden triggers and harmful habits that silently sabotage your mornings, the natural question becomes clear: what should I be doing instead? The good news is that healing doesn't have to mean restriction. It doesn't require a complicated protocol or expensive supplements. In fact, some of the most powerful adjustments are beautifully simple. They start with awareness. Then, they become habits. And before long, they begin to rebuild what reflux has worn down over the years. Let's begin with the very first thing you should do after waking. Before checking your phone, before heading to the kitchen, before coffee, reach for a glass of water. Not cold, not filled with lemon, just clean, room temperature water. This helps dilute the concentrated acid in your stomach, activates the digestive system gently, and signals your organs that the day is starting. Think of it as a morning rinse for your entire internal environment. Add a few thin slices of cucumber or a tiny pinch of baking soda if you like. But water alone already makes a world of difference. After hydration, take a moment to rise slowly. Do not jump out of bed or stay flat for too long. Sit up, breathe deeply, and give your body a minute to adjust. Standing or walking upright within the first 5 minutes after waking helps gravity support your stomach's position and reduces the chance of acid traveling upward. A short stretching routine, especially movements that open the chest and elongate the torso, can also relieve pressure on the diaphragm and improve digestion throughout the day. When it comes to breakfast, simplicity and softness are your greatest allies. The goal is to coat the stomach lining with something gentle, reduce acid stimulation, and provide stable energy. Cooked oatmeal with a slice of banana, a piece of whole grain toast with almond butter, soft scrambled eggs with steamed spinach. These are not glamorous foods, but they are functional. They help neutralize acid and protect your system before the rest of your meals unfold. Avoid high-fat, fried, or spicy foods in the morning. These are well known to relax the lower esophageal sphincter, opening the door for acid to creep upward. Instead, opt for meals that are low in fat, low in acidity, and rich in soluble fiber. You're not depriving yourself. You're giving your body a calm foundation, which allows you to enjoy more variety later in the day with less discomfort. Posture plays an underestimated role in acid control. After eating, resist the urge to recline or lie back down. Stay upright for at least 30 to 45 minutes. This allows gravity to keep your food and stomach acid in place while digestion begins. If you're pressed for time, even a slow 5-minute walk around your house can support this process and ease symptoms dramatically. And yes, you can still enjoy coffee if you do it right. Wait at least 30 minutes after breakfast. Choose low-acid blends or brew methods that reduce bitterness, such as cold brew or espresso diluted with hot water. Always pair your coffee with food. Never drink it on an empty stomach. This alone has helped thousands of people regain control over their mornings without having to give up the ritual they love. The same applies to hydration throughout the morning. Instead of gulping down large amounts of fluid at once, sip steadily throughout the first few hours of your day. This keeps your digestive system calm and your mucosal lining moist and protected. Herbal teas like chamomile, licorice root, or slippery elm are especially helpful for soothing the esophagus and reducing inflammation from previous episodes of reflux. Breathing also matters more than you might think. Chronic shallow breathing or tension in the upper abdomen can place pressure on the stomach. Practice slow diaphragmatic breathing in the morning for 5 minutes. Breathe deeply into your belly, expanding the lower ribs, and exhale slowly. This stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces cortisol, and supports digestion from the inside out. There's no one-size-fits-all formula, but there are principles that work consistently. Hydrate gently, eat mindfully, stay upright, breathe deeply. Give your body time to transition into the day. These morning rituals become anchors, and over time, they become your armor. They protect you from the inside, not only reducing the symptoms of reflux, but transforming your relationship with food and your body. Amelia, a 67-year-old grandmother who struggled with reflux for over a decade, shared how she used to start every day with fear. She never knew if her breakfast would end in pain. She avoided certain foods, stopped going out to brunch with friends, and kept antacids in every purse and drawer. But after changing her morning rhythm, water first, gentle movement, soft meals, and no coffee until after breakfast, she began to experience mornings without dread. Her reflux didn't just improve, her confidence returned. Healing begins with consistency, with choosing every day to support your body instead of rushing against it. You're not broken. Your body is responding to the signals you've given it. And now, you have the power to send new ones. Signals of calm, signals of care, signals of healing. Thank you for watching and taking the time to care for yourself today. If this message helped you or made you feel seen, you're not alone. Thousands are waking up to the same discomfort, the same confusion, the same burning questions, and just like you, they're ready to reclaim their mornings and their health. On the screen right now is the next video we created with even more insights to help you strengthen your digestion and protect your body naturally. Go ahead and watch it now. Your journey toward relief and restoration continues, and we're honored to walk beside you every step of the way.